Namaskar, Abhishek, once again in the series Unlocking Stars with Abhishek. Unlocking Stars with Abhishek is a series on Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra. Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra is most authentic, most fundamental scriptures in Vedic astrology, revealed by Maharshi Parashar, the Pravartak, one of the Pravartak of this Shastra, to his beloved student. So it's a Guru Shishya Sambad. And we are witnessing this Guru Shishya Sambad, the great discourse between the student and the teacher. In the last episode, Maharshi just completed very nicely Vyaya Bhav Phaladhyaya. So in this manner, Maharshi one by one from house number 1, first house, to 12th house, he provided, he blessed us with the classical techniques, classical Parashari techniques related to respective houses. And time and again, Maharshi was reminding Maitre, consider the strength of, consider the position of, consider the avastha of dispositor also, bhaves also. Because you are, when talking about the house, then you have to give equal importance to the house lord. The house lord, every house has one lord. So house lord, the bhaves, house is the bhav, and the bhaves, bhava plus is, the lord, the Iswar, the owner of the house. We call bhaves as dispositor also. So Maharshi in this chapter, Bhaves Phaladhyaya, that is the chapter number 25 in Brihat Parashara Hora Shastra, Maharshi will follow the same method. He will take one house lord and take that one house lord in all the 12 houses and give us the classical technique. If one house lord, particular house lord, is going to the first house, then it is going to the second house, third house, and so on, then what can be predicted? The classical Parashari technique Maharshi is going to reveal. This chapter is a long chapter. He will cover all the 12 bhaves, all the 12 dispositor. We will follow the footprints of Maharshi as usual, and we will also dedicate 12 episodes in the lotus feet of Mahaguru. In the importance of dispositor has been acknowledged by the Western astrologers also. Although it's a very old concept, very basic foundational concept in our ancient, great Vedic astrology. Acharyas are prescribing around the world. If you are doing the predictive exercise, then develop a dispositor tree, the chain of the dispositors. So this house has this two. If particular house has one dispositor, then that dispositor in other house, and that house has other one dispositor, and that house has another dispositor. So in this manner, the dispositor tree that will give you the strength of the dispositor, and that will link with the strength of the house. That will give you idea how to determine the temporal status and the active nature of the planet. That will give you. In fact, most of the yogas also depend upon the benefic placement of dispositor. So you can understand how much dispositor is important. In some of the classics, acharyas call dispositor like a posak, because dispositor is the house owner. Dispositor is responsible to take care of the house. That's why it's a very fundamental and natural to understand, easy to understand. If dispositor of particular house is looking after of the house or posited in the house itself, then it's very easy for him to take care of his own house, because he is the posak of that house. That is his house. He will take care. And I'm just giving you like some sort of understanding about the importance of dispositor before entering into the Mahaguru Mahavakya. If dispositor of particular house is Bhargottam, means in D1 and D9, that is also adding a strong flavor in the particular house, because the status, because the avastha of the dispositor is excellent, because it's a Bhargottam. So the relationship of the planet posited in the house and with the dispositor of that house, bhaves of that house, is also very important. That has to be also taken into the consideration. And the importance of dispositor, like in case of Rahu and Ketu, because they are the shadow planets. So their results, if they are sitting alone, if they are posited in any house alone, then they are fully dependent upon the avastha of the dispositor. If the dispositor is strong, if dispositor is unafflicted, then that nodes, north and south node of moon, Rahu and Ketu, there is a possibility they will give good results. So you can understand how dispositor is important. He has gone through the houses. Now he is coming with the house lords. So in this episode, we will go along with the first dispositor, first house lord. If the first house lord is in first house, and then he will go to second house, and so on, so forth, up to 12th house, then what Maharshi Parashara is revealing. That is the agenda. That is the that we are covering in this episode. Before entering into the Guru Mahavakya, the great Parashara Mahavakya, as usual, we are going to bow down in the lotus feet of Sri Mahadev, Jagat Guru, Adi Guru. Namah Shivayamastu Niramayaya Namaha Shivayastu Manomayaya Namah Shivayastu Surarchitaya Tubhyam Sada Bhakti Kripayaya. Jai Gurudev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har. After bowing down to our prayer in the lotus feet of Sri Mahadev, now we are entering into the Mahaguru Mahakathan, Parashara Mahakathan, related to the Bhaves Phala. So this is the Adhyay 25, chapter 25. In this episode, we will talk about Lagnesh Phal. So the first lord, Lagnesh Phal. The first lord is in the first house, and in the manner he will go along. So there are 12 classical techniques in the 12 verses. So we are going to cover these 12 verses, 12 classical Parashara techniques related to the Lagnesh Phal. Let's come along. Let's come. Atha bhaves phaladhyayah Lagnesh Phala. First lord in the first house. लगने से लग्न के देह सुख भाग शुभ विक्रमी मनस्वी चंचलश्चैव द्विभार्यार परगो अपीवा. He's saying Lagane se Lagnage. It means first lord is in the first house. Lagnes, ascendant lord, is sitting in the ascendant. This is the position. So the first house, the Lagna house, the one of the most important significations of the Lagna house is the physic, because it's a tanu bhav, so physical body. So house lord is in the house. So in this case, the jatak will have all deh sukham. Lagane se lagnage deh sukh bhaga. He got a very good, strong body. All comforts related to the physical body. Hist, pust, very healthy, wealthy, very good body he had. And then Subha Bikrami. Subha Bikrami. So he is the doer of good deeds and very courageous, valorous. It's a very good position of, of a dispositor being in its own house. And in this case, ascendant lord is very auspicious for any chart. So ascendant lord is sitting in the ascendant, so he will give deh sukh bhag subh vikrami. So very good body, and he is a courageous, valorous. Manasvi. So he's very intelligent. His mind is, Mahasi talking about up to his mental capability also, because a sound mind lives in sound body, but he might have fickle mindedness at the same time. Chanchalas chaiva. So there is a possibility. And the Dvibharyar might have two wives. And Paragovapiva might have, he has tendency to keep other women. He might have interest in others women. So this is the classical revelation of Maharshi when first lord is in the first house. Now Maharshi is blessing us with the next classical technique when the first lord is in the second house, in verse number 2, next verse. Dhane se, इसे लगने से धन गे बालो भालाभवान पंडितः सुखी सुशीलो धर्मविन्मानी बहुदारो गुणैर्युतः. Maharshi is saying, Lagane se dhange, dhan bhav. Dhan bhav is the second house. So now Lagnesh, the first lord, is in the second house. First lord is in the second house. Second house is a dhan bhav. So native himself is there. So he will be. It's a type of dhan yoga. It's a type of it's a kind of dhan yoga because first lord is in the second house. So this native might be rich, might be sukhi. There is a possibility of being rich and sukhi. And panditah, so he's a scholar, vidwan, a scholar. Susilo, so having very good nature, doer of good things. And bahudaro, so he might have possibility of having many women. So this is the revelation of Mahaguru, Maharishi Parasa. If the first lord is in the second house, first lord is in the second house. This is the revelation. First lord is the Lagnesh. He is in the second house, so he might have possibility of earning wealth by his own effort, self-effort. This might be a possibility because it's a Hora, and here we are talking about the aesthetic promises in the chart. So many other things also has to be considered at the same time. So here we are just talking about the aesthetic promises. Second house is also all about the kutum, near family, and the Lagnesh is sitting over there. So he might have tendency, there is a possibility he will take care of his family, near and dear family. This might be a possibility. So this is the revelation of Mahaguru, Maharishi Parasa, related to the first lord is in the second house. He's also saying dharma bin mani, so he will follow the religion, he will be on the right path. Dharma means religion. Religion has different meaning because there is no word in English to translate dharma. Dharyati iti dharmaha, our Shastra is saying. The root word is religion is something different. That's a rins. That is not equivalent to religion. So a lot of things we are losing in translation. But I'm clarifying here. Here, the Maharishi is talking about the follower. This native has tendency to follow the dharma. So his dharma, it has very deep meaning. Now, in the third verse, Maharishi is coming up with the revelation about the first lord in the third house. Let's come and imagine it. लगने से सहजे जातः सिंह तुल्यः पराक्रमी सर्वसंपद्युतो मानी द्विभार्योर्मतिमान सुखी. Sahaje, third house. Lagane se sahaje. So Lagna Lord, ascendant Lord, the first Lord is in the third house. First Lord is sitting in the third house. Then Jata, that Jatak, that native, will be the courageous, valorous, like a lion. Singh Tulya Parakarmi. Like a lion, he has that much level of confidence, that much of level of Parakarma. because the signification of the houses is coloring the character of the native himself, because Lagnesh is the native. So he is the Singh Tulya Parakrami. And then Sarva Sampadhyuto. So he has that level of parakram, that level of courage. So it's very obvious to he has possibility of gaining all type of wealth. And the money, here money, if afflicted, then it's a abhimani, and if not afflicted, then it's a swahimani. It's a fine line. There is a very fine line being a self-esteem, having self-esteem and having ego. Here Mahasi is telling us to apply your brain. So he just put money, but take in a good sense as of now, because we don't know about the afflictions and all. We are just talking about the possibility of having these static promises in the chart if the first lord is in the third house. Dvibharyor mati mana sukhi. Dvibharyor, he is talking about the two wives, two women in his life. Mati mana, buddhiman, wise, and sukhi, he will be the sukhi. This is the revelation of Maharshi Parashara. And the third house is also all about the artistic abilities of the native. It's a house of communication also. That's a good, it's a very good combination if native himself, if the first lord is in this house, in those areas, it's a very good combination of being a magician or being a even mathematician also. Mathematics is the language of God. That's also communication, how nature communicates with us. So this is the house number third when Lagna Lord is sitting there. That is the revelation by the Mahaguru Maharshi Parashara. There are so many significations one house has. Maharshi Parashara is giving us, indicating us with the high level significations through these Parashari classical techniques. And always he is opening the floor to use your brain because it's an applied science. Now, in the fourth verse, when Maharshi is taking the first lord, Lagna Lord is in the fourth house. First Lord, Lagna Lord is in the fourth house. Let's come and emerge in the Mahaguru Mahavakya first. Lagane se sukh ge bala pitri matri sukhan vitaha bahu bhratriyu yutaha kami gunarup samanvitaha. Lagane se sukh ge, fourth house. Fourth house is a sukha sthan. So Lagnesh, Lagna Lord is in the fourth house. Then this native here, Bala. So he's talking about this Balak, this Jatak, this native. So this native have possibility of having sukh from, comfort from parents, mother and father, both. Pitri, matri, sukhan vitaha, mother and father, both. And bahu bhratri yuta, there is a possibility of having many brothers. And there is also possibility of native might be a kami. Kami always is not in a bad sense. His, his mind is full of desire. Fourth lord is a in the Nasargic Kalpurus chart. It's owned by moon, mind. Lagnesh is there. His mind might have full of desire. And guna rupa samanvitaha. So he has plenty of merits, and he's a beautiful, smart, very good looking. So this is how Maharshi is talking in this case. Lagna Lord is Kendra Lord also and Trikona Lord also. And Lagna Lord is in the fourth house. So it's a type of a Raj Yoga. So it's a one of the Raj Yoga. So with this beautiful Raj Yoga, Maharshi might achieve, there is a possibility of achieving all sort of comfort related to the fourth house significations. This should also that should also be remembered. This is a very good combination for the prosperity. Very good combination for education also, because the fourth house is also about the education. So the placement of Lagna Lord in the fourth is also telling about the prosperity to natives' mother also, because fourth is mother too. So when we marry the house significations with the Lord, then a lot of reflection will pops up in front of you. But the Maharshi Parashara is here. He is giving us the framework, high level governance framework he is just providing to play. He's setting out the playing field for us. So in this direction, these are the high level significations when this Lord come in this house. He is just talking like that. And that is fair enough. That is the blessings. Now, great Guru Maharshi Parashara is taking Lagnesh in the fifth house. Now Lagnesh is in the fifth house. What Maharshi is saying? Let's come. Lagane se sut ge jantoha suta sakhyam chamadhyamam prathama nasa syan mani krodhi nripa priyeha. Now Lagnesh is in the Sutge. Sutge, ge means house, grih, ghar. So child's house means fifth house. So Lagnesh is in the fifth house. Then that Jantu in the word of Maharshi means native will have mediocre level of comfort from his child. Sut Sakhyam cha Madhyam. This is not a superior level. It's a Madhyam level Sukh. So not very good, not very high level of Sukh. Because Lagnesh is there to share the house of the child, sharing the resources, same resources of the house. And he's saying Prathama Patya Nasa. So the first son first son, there's a possibility of destroying, there's a possibility of the death of the first son, of the first child. And he's a Syanam, he's a Mani, the same thing. He's a Mani and Krodhi. But the Nrip Priya, king will love him. But he's a very close to the king. King means here, we should always remember when we are applying the classical Parashara techniques, Deskalpata. King here, all about the authority, about his boss, about the person or system whom he reports or she reports. So this is the fifth house. Fifth house is also a mystery, having signification ranging from the mantra tantra to the romance and love affairs, and child and education and everything. This is the fifth. And the fifth house, and Lagnesh is visiting fifth house. Lagnesh is sitting in the fifth house. So we should also not forget the same thing is happening here. The Lagnesh is the Kendra Lord also, and fifth house is a Trikon. So it's also a Kendrikon Raj Yoga. Raj Yoga has, every Raj Yoga has their own trend. So this is also Kendra Trikon, Raj Yoga. And this combination is also adding artistic intelligence, that attribute, that flavor in the native. Although it's a Raj Yoga, but the Mahasi has declared here the Sukh from son, Sukh from the offspring is of the mediocre level. This is the revelation of Maharshi Parashara, the great guru. And we are just paying tribute to him by reading out, reciting, and going through this great science, this great scripture. Now we are just moving forward, following the footprints of Mahaguru, and Lagnesh, Lagna Lord, is in the sixth house now. Sixth house, the one of the Trik house, one of the three Sadai house, one of the Upcha house. Very mysterious house, very mysterious. And all the houses are important. So sixth house is also. We have already dealt a lot in the last couple of previous episodes about the houses. So Lagnesh is in the sixth house. So let us come and visit what Mahasi is revealing to Maitreya about the Lagnesh in the sixth house. Lagnesh se sastage jato deha sakhya vivarjitaha papa jesa trutaha pida saumya dristi vivarjitaha. So Lagnesh is in the sixth house. So this native, sixth house is all about the disease, roga, rina, satru. So this native might have no comfort from his physical body too much. Mahasi is saying here, deha sakhya vivarjitaha. So he will be restrained from the Dehasuk. So he will be the Dehasukhin, Dehasuk Vivarjita. And he's adding the flavor. If at the same time he is posited with the malefics or aspected by the malefic, then he will be having sorrows from his enemy also, because sixth house is all about enemies. So you are in the house of enemy, and enemy is strong there. So that is the condition. This is going to happen. Enemy is going to give you hard time. If the Lagna Lord is not afflicted, there might be possibility of getting good things out of this position also. I love to fishing in the troubled water. So that's why I'm just giving you. There is a possibility of going to be on a high rank in the army, in anything, any sort of thing, man in the uniform. There is a possibility of earning through the enemies, through the litigation. So these are the things also. If the sixth house is being occupied by the first lord, sixth house is occupied by the first lord, medical profession and the man in the uniform, any sort of uniform, police, army, or whatsoever, or the litigation lawyer and all. So, and Mahasi is saying, already Mahasi has revealed that one. If Lagnesh is in there, then Mahasi is not celebrating this position of Lagnesh. Lagnesh being in the trick, Mahasi is not celebrating it. But you have to consider the Desh Kal Patra, and very carefully you have to apply this classical principle. Now Mahasi is taking Lagna Lord, the first Lord, in the seventh house. So first Lord is coming in the seventh house. Now let's come. लगने से साप्त में पापे भार्या तस्य न जीवति शुभे अटनो दरिद्रो वा विरक्तो वा नृपो अपि वा. So Lagnesh is Saptame, seventh house. So Lagnesh is in the seventh house. And if it is afflicted by the malefics, so Lagnesh is the seventh house, and Lagnesh is the seventh house, and the Lagnesh is malefic. So that Lagnesh, he is in the opposition, seventh house, your opposition. So that Lagnesh will destroy his own spouse, destroy his own spouse. And if that Lagnesh is benefic, so then he has a tendency to travel a lot, because seventh house is also all about traveling. But he will be the daridra, the poor, and virakt, viragi, not having any interest in the worldly material things. Or he can be a Raja. So two different sides Maharishi is talking at the same time. This is all about the predictive intelligence at the time of analysis, because contemporary situation, this Kalpatra has to be considered. So Lagnesh is in the seventh. This is the revelation. Some of the acharyas also indicating possibility of two marriages also, if he is there. Although Lagnesh is sitting in the seventh, so he is taking care of his own house, Lagna house, through his full aspect, seventh aspect. That is a very good position, because he's enriching, he is taking care of his own house. Maharishi has told about the, like, Lagnesh is in seventh house, then he's and he's a sub planet. He's saying there is a possibility of the native to indulge in traveling. Some acharyas has opinion. If it is in the movable sign, then there is a more traveling. But I'm not I'm just bringing up because this is coming in my mind at the moment. I'm not going by any script. I'm just talking out of my mind by the blessings of Mahagurudev. But here we are going by the Maharishi Parashara only. So we will restrict ourselves what Maharishi Parashara is revealing, because we are more inclined to the Parashari classical techniques at the moment. But these are the observations, experiences of other acharyas. Now, the Lagna Lord is in the 8th house, another 3rd house, 8th house. Every house has a good and bad. It is one of the house of Moksha Trikona also. If it is house of death, then it is house of longevity also. It is house of research, occult, and a lot of mystical things. Now Lagnesh is sitting there. Lagnesh is going to occupy that house, 8th house. So Lagna Lord, first Lord, is in the 8th house. What Maharishi is revealing? Lagane se ashtamage jataha siddha vidya visaradaha rogi chauro mahakrodhi dyuti chapardaraga. The first line of the verse is all about the positive things. So if Lagna Lord is in the 8th house, Maharishi is revealing the native has tendency to be Siddha Vidya Visarada. So Siddha Vidya Visaradaha. So he might have ability to attain the siddhis. This house is all about the occult. So the native can achieve. There is aesthetic promise, and he's learned Visarada, Siddha Vidya Visarada. So he's a very learned in respect of the Siddha Vidya. He is a knower of Siddha Vidya Visarada. This is the possibility. Now in the second line, he's saying he might be a rogi, sickly. Chauro might be a thief. Krodhi, Mahakrodhi, full of anger in his mind. And Dyuti, gambler. And the Paradaragaha, so might be indulged in an affair, secret, bad affairs with other women. So this is the revelation of Mahaguru, Maharshi Parasa, about the eighth house, when Lagnesh is in the eighth house. Eighth house is all about the occult house, because it's occult house, so Siddha Vidya Visaradaha. Apart from that one, Mahasi is leveling this position of Lagnesh with the Rogi Chauro Mahakrodhi Dhuiti Cha Paradaragaha. That is the Parashara principle related to the first lord in the eighth house. Now he is taking the first lord in the ninth house. First lord is coming in the ninth house. Again, it's a kind of Kendra Trikona Raj Yoga. And the ninth house is the strongest prime, strongest Trikona. So it's going to be auspicious, very auspicious. Now let's immerse into the Guru Mahavakya. लगने से भाग्य गे जातो भाग्य वांचना बल्लभ विष्णु भक्त पटुर्वाग्मी दारपुत्र धनैर्युतः Vishnu Bhakta, he will be the devotee of great God, Vishnu. So now Lagnesh Bhagege. So Lagnesh, the Lagna Lord, is in the ninth house. So Lagna Lord is in the ninth house. Ninth house is all about the Bhagyasthan. So Nati will be the Bhagyavan. That signification he will catch very quickly. It's a Raj Yoga also. And he will be the loving, very loving. People will love him. Bhagya Bhanjan Ballabha. So he will be loved by people around him. And Vishnu Bhaktaha, so he is a devotee of Lord Vishnu. There is a possibility. Patu Bhangmi, so he is a very good in speaking, communication. Ninth house. So ninth house is in 3-9 axis. 3 is also about the communication. So it's a Chatur Bhakta. Very, very good, having very good communication skills. Dar Putra Dhana Yuta. Dar Putra Dhanar Yuta. Dar Putra Dhan. So he has Istri, wife, he has son, and he has Dhan. So he has wealth, he has son, and he has wife. So everything he has in this disposition. He will. So this is the Parashara. This is the classical Parashara techniques, and a very good disposition as per according to Parashara. Now Maharshi Parashara is taking Lagna Lord to the 10th house in the next verse, number 10. Lagane se das me jataha pitri sakhya samanvitaha nripamanyo jane khyataha swarjita svona sansayah. He's saying, hey Maitre, what I'm revealing about this combination when Lagna Lord is in the 10th house, there is no doubt about it. This is a classical techniques, a revelation of Mahaguru. So if Lagnesh is in the 10th house, then Jatak will have Pitri Sakya Samanvitam. So Jatak will have comfort. Jatak will have blessings, comfort from his father. And Nripamanyo, and recognized by the king, recognized by the authority. And Jane Khyataha, so he will be the famous among the people. Swarjitosvo, so he will earn wealth on his own effort, because the Lagnesh is in the karma, in the 10th house. There is no sansaya, no doubt about it. So Lagnesh is here. It's a good for professional successes, because this is the house of profession, and the self, the Lagna Lord, is in the house of profession, in the karma. So Lagna is in the karma, and in the 10th house, it's get a kick. Plant get a kick. It's a karma, and Lagnesh is there. So that's a good, and he is getting the royal favor also. Raj Nip Manyo, favor from the authority also. So if he is getting favor from the authority also and ready to work, ready to effort, so very good, great possibility of gaining wealth on his self effort. So this is the disposition. This is the revelation when the first lord is in the 10th house. Now Mahasi is bringing the first lord Lagnesh in the 11th house. Let's come and see what Mahasi is saying first. Lagने से लाभ गे जातः सदा लाभ समन्वितः सुशीलः ख्यात कीर्तिश्च बहुदार गुणैर्युता. Lagnesh se labh ge. So Lagnesh is in the 11th house. 11th house is a labh sthan. 11th house is a house of gain. And Lagnesh is sitting there. 11th house is a upchay, one of the upchay bhav also. Lagnesh is sitting there. So he will be susilaha, khyataha, kirtischaha. So all good thing is coming, like where his tendency to do good things and become famous and having wealth, prosperity, all gains he might have. Bahu dar gunari yutaha, and there is a possibility of having many wives. This is the revelation by the Mahasi Parashara. These are the basic frameworks set out by Mahasi Parashara. After that, so many acharyas came and they did research and added a lot of things, but we are just going by Mahasi Parashara at the moment. Once I do the other series on other acharyas or pravartakas, if I will get inspiration from Gurudev, then I will capture on that. But I'm restricting myself on the Parashari principles only at the moment, because there are a lot of things to speak on. Like 11th house is about the elder brother also. He has my possibility of gaining wealth from, gaining favors from elder brother also. And now Mahasi is coming in the last verse under the Lagnesh Bhav. Lagnesh, the first Bhav is, the first lord is in the 12th house. Lagने से व्यय भावास्ते देह सौख्य विवर्जितः व्यर्थ व्ययी महाक्रोधी subhadri sayog vivarjite. Here it's conditional. If subhadrig yoga vivarjite, if there is no malefic aspect, if benefic aspects, no benefic aspects on that, then this will be more. Vyartha vyai, he will spend unnecessary spend, unwanted spends, wastage of money. Mahakrodhi, full of anger all the time. If there is no subha, benefic aspect. If there is a benefic aspect, then this will become low. Intensity will become low. And the Lagnesh Bhavasya, so Lagnesh is in the 12th house, so they Sakhya Vivarjitam. This native might have not very good physical comforts from his physique. So he will struggle. So they Sukh Heen. It's a trick house. It's a house of expenditure. What is going there, you spend that thing. Your physical body is there, spending the significations related to that. So this is the revelation. This is the revelation of Mahaguru, Maharshi Parashara. But I will just add something because I believe in positive counseling. So there is a possibility of settle down in abroad. That is a possibility. This is a house of moksha also, strongest moksha. So there is a possibility of visiting, going to the holy places, tirthasthans, holy places, and spending his money in charity also. If there is no malefic aspects and very strong benefic aspects, but that can also be done. So this position of the Lagnesh might give the spiritual bent of mind on the positive note, because Maharshi here come and Maharshi is saying just like Vyartha Vyayi Mahakrodhi Dehe Sakhya Vivarjita. This is the Parashara principle, so we have to go by this, but just playing with the other significations in line with the Desh Kalan path. Because Maharshi also, at the same time, Mahaguru is saying, apply your brain. So never forget that. So this is the revelation of Mahaguru, Maharshi Parashara, through these 12 verses. He took Lagnesh in 12th house in one by one and bless us with the classical techniques. I hope you enjoyed. And I told you, I just restrict myself to the Parashara revelation here. And if you have any questions related to this, feel free to ask. And go and apply in the chart. That's very important because it's all about the application. All about the application. And go and apply with your open mind, open mindset. So thank you for watching. In the end, I will pray for you and I will pray everyone in this universe, in this cosmos. Either he is visible or not visible. Om Asato ma sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityormamritam gamaya. Om Santi Santi Santi. Jai Gurudev. Har Har Mahadev. Har Har Mahadev.